What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Born to Heel, where me, myself, Edward Rouse, and everyone's favorite heel, Tyler Heavy T. Soto, talk professional wrestling. What's going on, Heavy T?
Man, look, I'm tired, but I'm here. It's kind of like a heel, man. I just work here, dude. Show up to work and just do my thing and leave. Love it.
Go.
Easiest way to go. Don't ask me any questions. I don't know what's happening. Like I said, I just work here, man.
I'm just here. Yeah, I'm just here because of my good looks, right? Is that it?
I mean, I get dates because of this face, dude. Let's be real here.
Well, we didn't have a Born to Heel last week because you were out of town, but not a lot really happened, so we kind of got lucky. And then this last weekend, we had All In. We'll talk a little bit about that. There was some pretty interesting matchups there and title changes. Way too long, as always, for AEW, but there were...
It was way too long, but I did see a good chunk of Bryan Danielson and Swerve Strickland.
Yeah.
Great match. Beautiful match. Loved it.
Great match. I think the top three in my eyes were that match. Obviously, the Ospreay and MJF match was incredible.
Oh, of course, yeah. And I did see the ending. That was great.
Mariah May and Tony Storm match was pretty damn good as well.
Those were the three I feel like I saw online the most, and all three looked like they really delivered. So
yeah, and May defeated Tony Storm, taking her, killing her reign, and her prodigy becomes now her nemesis and now has the belt. Bryan Danielson beat, surprisingly in my eyes, Swerve Strickland.
He was a bloody mess doing it too.
He was, but it was a great match. It was a great way to end it. If you could take the whole 5 hours in. And dude, Will Ospreay, he's in my eyes, the best wrestler in the world.
I think some other wrestlers have an argument, but I think Will is clearly number one.
Yeah, and MJF makes a really good heel, man.
He's a way better heel than he is a face.
Yeah, he came out in Wembley in full American gear and did the whole thing, and his attitude and his when he says things in the ring and makes sure everyone can hear what he's saying. And
good, yeah. It was funny because so British YouTube wrestling is a really big thing, right?
Yeah.
And since the show was over at Wembley in London, MJF was doing, the press tour, and he stopped by some of the offices of these YouTube channels. One that I watch particularly, Wrestle Talk, and dude, his interview was so good.
He's
so
great.
funny. He's such an asshole, dude.
He is, and that's what makes him great, though. Yeah,
I love it, dude.
Yeah, it was a great match, and obviously Will Ospreay in front of his home crowd there in England took home not the American title. Now it's back to the international title because Ospreay is from across the pond.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. We won the Revolutionary War to not have Ospreay chase it back, so let's win that back. Need MJF to win that back again and switch it back to what it was.
Yeah, and it's going to be them for a minute. They're so good together in the ring that it is. Some of the moves that Ospreay is doing is out of control, and
things that I can't even do in my dreams.
No,
because I probably fall off my bed.
Yeah, but overall, besides being way too long and about 3 matches I could care less about, I didn't need to see Hook fight Jericho. I do.
It is 2024. Why are we still caring about Jericho?
It was not
the year of our Lord 2024.
Yeah, it was not the best, but those 3 matches kind of made up for it. And yeah, man, I give it a B+.
I go on Twitter and see the meme of Triple H getting interrupted and hear "I am a learning tree" again, I'm gonna kill myself. Okay, I hate Jericho so much right now, dude.
I will admit the Darby Allin Jack Perry match frustrated me. It was short for one, and yeah, Darby Allin did his thing where he just got strapped up and beat up and whatever, and he lost obviously to Jack Perry. But I have a feeling that's going to come back there. But I love watching Darby Allin because he just reminds me of what if we took one of the old Jackass guys and said, "Hey, you want to be a wrestler?" Darby Allin.
Darby Allin. Look, the way I see Darby Allin is this. Darby Allin is me if I wanted to make killing myself look really cool. That's the easiest way to say it. I mean, oh man, he's great, dude. I love Darby.
It was too short for me, that one. I thought they could have made that one a little longer and the Hook and Jericho one a little shorter.
Or the Hook and Jericho one just not at all, but it's Jericho, I guess.
It is what it is. But hey, I got to watch it all day on Sunday because it was, across the pond. So it was a fun little Sunday. I got to sit on the couch and watch that, and it was a good watch. It was a good pay-per-view. But like we always say, if you only watch the pay-per-views for AEW, you think, man, this could be one of the best wrestling companies in the world. But unfortunately, they have 5 other shows that aren't as good.
Oh, real quick, I should probably mention Ricochet debuted. That did happen.
Yeah. Ricochet.
I forgot about that.
We finally know that he is in AEW now. So literally, Braun Breaker beat Ricochet to AEW.
Well, he speared him into another company.
He speared him to another company.
That hospital dropped him
ambulance.
That ambulance dropped him off at Tony Khan's front door.
Right at the front door.
Like, here you go. It's like, someone dropping off a baby back in the day.
Good for him, though. He was kind of getting in WWE, and it's like, oh, he's gonna do a bunch of flips and lose. Like that was kind of
I mean, his problem, and it's not his fault. I can't remember. I want to say it was 2019 or 2020 when they went to Saudi Arabia, and Vince McMahon, of course, is still in charge of this time. And he has Ricochet versus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar beats him in, I think, a minute. And Ricochet doesn't get a single move of offense, and he never got taken seriously after that. It's like, yeah, I wonder why. Whose stupid idea was that?
They made it up to Ricochet. They made him the speed champion for a minute.
Ooh, speed champion.
That's cool. Do you even know who the speed champion is right now?
Is it Andrade?
It's Andrade. Yes.
Oh, well. His comeback is doing wonders. Good for him.
Oh man, and this SmackDown, we're gonna get another Hayes and Andrade match again.
I mean, look, Hayes and Andrade is always fun to watch. Like, I'm never gonna get tired of it.
It's been fun. I'll admit it.
Yeah. So like, it's all good things, man.
Recently on SmackDown, nothing really happened except Cargill and Belair and Naomi beating Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, and Blair Davenport in a match that meant nothing, really, kind of foreshadowing, I guess, the tag team championship in Berlin. LA Knight took care of Santos Escobar quite quickly, as we thought, and then Cody Rhodes and ironically enough, Kevin Owens tag teamed against Grayson Waller, or the Grayson Waller effect, I guess, if you want to call them. But and that was kind of pointless too. So
okay, so one of the worst tropes, and WWE is really bad at this. One of the worst tropes I hate is when you have the two people who are supposed to be facing off for a title, and you throw them in a tag match, and they represent one team. It's the stupid "can they coexist" thing, and I hate it.
Well, they're doing that hardcore now. They're doing that hardcore.
I mean, I guess because Owens and Rhodes are both baby faces technically.
Yeah.
But nah.
I don't think either one of them will turn heel at Bash in Berlin, but we'll get to that later. But then, thank goodness, we had Raw. Uncle Howdy made his debut against
Beautiful.
Gable. I will admit it was quite annoying with the white hair and him constantly having to put it out of his face. I understand he's fighting as Uncle Howdy, but we've also seen him in the ring as Bo Dallas during the same Wyatt 6 kind of tenure. So my question to you is, would you rather him fighting as Bo Dallas or as Uncle Howdy?
So both, I guess that's the easiest way to say it.
Okay.
So before you started watching, Bray Wyatt's thing was that he would wrestle as basically Bray Wyatt when he had to.
Yeah.
But when the Fiend had to come out, he would wrestle as the Fiend. It's kind of the same thing here. I think I was
gonna say, shout out to Uncle Howdy for having a little piece of the Fiend costume on his arm that he used in the bout.
And I think it was almost a year to the day. I think it was one day off of Bray losing his life.
Wow.
So a beautiful tribute. I loved all of it. I'm fine with him being Uncle Howdy. I think it's great, dude. I love it.
I just think they could adjust the costume a little bit with the hair and everything, so it's a little bit out.
They'll figure it out. If that's my biggest complaint about it, then
that's really the complaint. Actually, he really wrestled fantastically. Like he had some great moves, even and against Chad Gable, who is kind of like a wrestling, he was in the Olympics and all that, blah, blah, blah. But
Machine.
yeah, I mean, for not wrestling for how long in a full match, Bo Dallas,
True.
aka Uncle Howdy, man, looked really clean. So he's been putting in the work. So I love to see that. This one's fun, and I have a theory here. Obviously, we have the Intercontinental Championship. If I could speak today, all these podcasts are getting to me, Heavy T. The Intercontinental Championship tournament, which is silly, consists of 4 3-man matches,
Or
and then
triple threats, yeah,
and then a final, which will be a fatal 4-way match.
Love it.
To see who fights Braun Breaker. By the way, he did get Tanner this last Monday. I didn't think it was possible, but he did get Tanner.
I saw that he brought his own dog to the arena. That was kind of cool.
He did. Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah. Is he okay? He's in a weird spot right now because is he a heel or is he a baby? Because fans love him. He did act like a heel to kind of get where he is, but now he's just becoming like a guy who's like just a tough guy who just wants to fight. Like it's just he's in a weird spot where he's
your tweener.
Ground.
He's your tweener. He's like the Venom anti-hero.
I love him though. I love his character.
No, he's great. He's great.
I love what he's doing. He's just like, so the first match was Kofi Kingston, Karrion Kross, and Jey Uso. No surprise to me, Jey Uso's won.
Well, they had to give Jey Uso something, or else his dad was going to go on a podcast again.
He hasn't.
Shit.
He hasn't.
Shut up, Rikishi.
Yeah, and then we had this one was really bad. I'll be honest. The Miz versus Pete Dunne versus Xavier Woods. And obviously before this happened, Kingston and Woods kind of had a hey man, we're gonna both be in there. We're gonna do it, and of course they both lost. It was Pete Dunne at the end to win, which I thought was surprising.
If you paid close attention, you noticed that Xavier Woods is wearing all black. It's over, dude.
Yeah, it's over.
The new day is over. I fear.
Over. It's over. It's all because of Odyssey Jones. But I kind of like it because they've been kind of like buddy baby for so long that
I mean, yeah, they can only do so much without Big E since he's been on the shelf for over 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
yeah, it sucks.
It was cool to watch Woods and Uso kind of team up. I'm sorry, Kingston and Uso team up in the beginning against Cross. That was kind of fun. But I have a theory here because I did look at the matchups for next week for Raw, this coming up Monday. One of them has Bronson Reed in it. Now, also this last Raw, Bronson Reed went up against a big son of a bitch, Braun Strowman. And boy, was it fun. It was 2 big men going at it. They got exhausted. They went to the backstage. They went to the parking lot. And every time the parking lot's involved, a certain thing happens. Except this time, holy crap, did it happen.
What does Big E say? 2 meaty men slapping meat. I think that's what he says.
Yeah.
It's exactly what happened. First off, Bronson Reed killed a guy again. He killed a guy.
Yeah.
The tsunami from like that ledge right above the parking lot.
Yeah.
Onto the car, and this thing, like the windows burst out.
There was a light spark.
Yeah, the light sparks, like the roof light sparks. Braun Strowman, I think, is dead. So it's like this. They have done so well in the span of 3 to 4 weeks. I went from who is Bronson Reed saying like this guy can never lose. Like they have packaged him so well. I'm very impressed, and I need to see where this is going.
So he's going to be in this Intercontinental Championship bout next week. I think what they're setting up for here, I don't think Jey Uso, obviously, they're going to do the same thing in the 4-man. He's going to almost win, and he's going to get tsunamied by Reed because they're setting up Reed and Breaker, right? It's clear in my eyes they're setting up a match between Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker.
So I'm pulling it up real quick because I need to see who else is in this?
I know a
tournament?
Dragunov's in one of them.
Ooh, I
But
do
the one
love
that has
Dragon.
Reed in it, it's just to me, like, why are they giving Reed this whole story if they're not coming to this? He's the only one of
Okay,
all
here
the
it is.
guys. Okay, yeah. What is it?
So the next matches will be consisted between Ilya Dragunov, Dragon Lee, and Dominik Mysterio in one
That's right,
match, and
Mysterio.
Bronson Reed, Sheamus, and Ludwig Kaiser in another. Oh god, I really like both of those.
It's better than the two we had this last Monday. That's for sure.
I think the first one, Ilya, Dragon Lee, and Dom, I think Ilya probably wins. If
I
he
don't.
doesn't,
I think Dom wins
I was
this.
gonna say if he doesn't, Dom wins.
Yeah.
So which is very
It's gonna
possible.
be one of those two.
The second one, I don't know if it's guaranteed that Bronson Reed wins. I don't know if it's
know,
guaranteed.
man. They're setting it
Well,
up.
they did something interesting. So I did say that supposedly when he did the tsunami onto the car, that he quote unquote hurt himself. So that could technically pull him from this triple threat, and it saves him because maybe they didn't necessarily want him winning. Because don't get me wrong, I love Sheamus. Sheamus, since he's come back, has been great.
Yeah.
And Ludwig Kaiser has proven to be like, hey, this guy can wrestle.
He's impressed
really
me for
good.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe they pull Bronson Reed out, save him, and then insert someone there. And if it stays the 3, then Reed is probably winning. If Reed is out, I actually don't know who wins between the other two, between Kaiser and Sheamus.
I think Dom, because of the way he announced it on Monday that he's going to be in it, I think he wins. But
now you're having me switch to Dom.
He's going to get help. He's going to get help.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because here we are again, and also we had more Judgment Day drama, of course, with Carlito. This time, at least, it was Carlito getting the South of Heaven and not JD. But
Carlito, man, that man just wanted to play.
But PS5. At the same time that Carlito was getting the South of Heaven, poor JD McDonough was getting, what is it, the Riptide or whatever it's called?
I hope JD has good health insurance. I really do.
But I have a theory.
Taking a beating.
I have a theory of what's going to happen on Bash in Berlin. And we'll get there when we do our predictions in a little bit. But what they're doing here is gold once again. The Terror Twins. Now they're actually saying they're the Terror Twins now in promos, which is cool. And shout out to everyone who watched that episode where we announced the Terror Twins probably from that. But
that'd be wild if it was just because of us. It'd be kind of crazy. You never know.
But yeah, and then Randy Orton had a long speech, and it was cool. But more on that because that kind of goes into these kind of go all into what's going to happen in Bash in Berlin. And so I talked to you about this before we started recording. So I want to ask you again so everyone can hear. The 5-match card we have here for Bash in Berlin seems a little light to me. So I asked you, do you think this Friday or on the next SmackDown that they'll announce a 6th card? And you answered.
I'm going to say no, because I think the matches in here end up being a little bit longer, or they have a fill-in segment because they are overseas. I think the last time they had, trying to think, because when they did Backlash in France, didn't John Cena? Yeah. That was when John Cena came out and was like, "Oh, I'm retiring."
Yes.
So yeah. So they could have a filler segment like that, which stretches out the show a little bit. Yeah, I think the matches just go a little bit longer.
And again, these matches are very Raw heavy.
Yeah, they are Raw heavy, but honestly, well, one of them is kind of Raw and SmackDown.
It's half,
Gunther and Orton.
Yeah.
But one thing I kind of like, it's a nice change of pace. There's no bloodline on this card.
I was gonna say there's no bloodline whatsoever.
Not gonna lie, not saying I hate the bloodline, but it's a little refreshing. Kind of like it.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling Bad Blood is gonna be a lot of the bloodline.
Oh yeah. It's called Bad Blood, dude. Yeah, of course.
Is that the next one after Bash in Berlin, or is there one in between?
It might be Bad Blood. I have to double check.
So maybe they're just gearing up for that, which would make a lot of sense. Yeah, let's talk about that match first. The Gunther versus Randy Orton. Obviously, Randy Orton is one more win away from tying the record for most times having the belt or this belt.
Real quick, Bad Blood is the next pay-per-view. That is going to be October 5th.
Yeah, there you go. So just in over a month. So there you go. That's going to be all bloodline. That's going to it's going to be.
Yeah.
What do you think they're doing here? Obviously, you said that you think this will be a very long match.
I think it could go longer. I don't know if it's necessarily the longest match of the night. We'll get to that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's going to be one of the longer ones. And I think they're going to play into kind of what happened at King of the Ring, where Randy had his shoulders up, ref didn't see it. However, this time I think what's going to happen is that you're going to have something like that, but this time the ref is actually going to see it. Like, say, Randy pins Gunther or whatever, and the ref gives him like the 3, but then he's like, "Whoa, wait a minute, his shoulder was up, it doesn't count." You know, so like maybe the ref actually does his job for once.
Long-term storytelling.
Long-term, and I'm here for it. Don't get me wrong. I love Randy Orton. He'll get his title again
but
at some point. Time. It's not going to be this time. Gunther is too good.
I think it's going to be a great match to watch, though.
Oh, I think it's going to be a great match.
Yeah.
Gunther taking an RKO is going to be chef's kiss. Like,
maybe 2 in a row. We'll see. So we talked about it. We may have the same picks for every match in this one. So we'll see if we may have one different, but we'll see. We'll see. I have Gunther as well retaining. He just got it. There's no way he's losing it this quickly. I have a feeling it's going to be a great match, though. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, let's talk about it. The mixed tag match between Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, a.k.a. the Terror Twins, versus Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio. Now, 110% Finn Balor will be involved in this match. It's like, yes. And I'm going to give my prediction right off the bat. It's going to be a good match, I think. Okay. I think there's going to be a surprise help that's going to help the Terror Twins. I don't know who it is, but somebody is going to come in to help them. But I think Finn Balor does something to cause them to lose. I think Liv and Dominik win this.
I think this is the one where we differ. But I very much see your argument. However, I could very much see Dom taking a riptide from Rhea and then being covered from the pin.
But doesn't it seem like that ends that's the story? It just
ends? I don't think it necessarily ends.
If Liv and Dominik win, you can keep that story going all the way until freaking WrestleMania, man. Like it's to me, if Priest and Rhea win, yeah, it'll be satisfying for the fans. But then it's like, well, now what?
I think you could still keep going because Rhea still deserves, or Rhea's gonna get another shot at Liv's title.
Yeah.
So I think you could keep that going. And then if you look on the other side, Finn's not involved in this match. Priest needs to face Finn at some point.
Exactly.
So I think
if Finn once again screws him in this one, it just sets up the anger and everything between those two even more. Than if they
does. Win. Don't get me wrong. I think it does, but I think you could still have Finn face Priest and be like, okay, well, you beat them, but you didn't beat me. I think you could still go off that. I think it'd still be all right.
And I've seen it online too, people arguing that the new Judgment Day looks really weak. Because every time
it's incredibly weak.
Yeah. So this would make him look weaker. I just feel
okay.
I just like
not you making me sway my pick.
4 weeks straight. Except the 1 week 2 weeks ago. So 3 out of the 4 weeks, Rhea and Priest have done nothing but destroy 4 men and a woman. Like if they lose this, it's kind of like, okay, we won. Like that's how I look at it in my eyes. Have I swayed? Have I swayed your pick?
I think you have. Damn it. Okay. I will go Dom and Liv. That does make sense.
I think that's what they're going to do.
Okay. Now I'll go with it. It makes more sense.
Okay. Wow. For once, I think it's the first time this has ever happened where I have changed.
I don't feel
Heavy T's mind instead of him changing mine because he changed mine all the time.
That's true.
I did it. I accomplished a goal. I've changed Heavy T's mind.
Congratulations.
We're both on Dirty Dom and Liv to keep the story going. And yeah, that sucks because I want Priest and Ripley to win, but you got to look at the writing on the wall, right?
You unfortunately do. Plus, I guess it makes sense because if you make the Terror Twins lose, like you said, the blood kind of heats up, it gets boiled over. And what's the name of the next pay-per-view?
Bad Blood. And also, they're not going to lose because they lost. They're going to lose by some antics by the Judgment Day.
Oh, yeah.
The ref gets taken
100%.
out. So, like, yeah, it's going to be something like that. So that's what I'm saying. Hey, Heavy T, do you like leather?
I do.
Yeah. Do you like leather straps?
In some certain ways.
Okay. Well,
depends on its usage.
We have a leather strap match.
Say kinky.
Yeah. We have a leather strap match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I'll let you start this one because I know you're really involved in this rivalry.
This one, I think Punk wins this one. I think he gets his win back from SummerSlam. I think he wins this and they go into a final feud-ending match over at Bad Blood. Now, what happens at Bad Blood, I don't know. I think Punk, this is what I honestly think ends up happening. I think Punk ends up winning this, and this is the one match where I could see longer than Gunther Orton.
Mm-hmm.
I think Punk wins this leather match, and I think it leads to Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood, which I am more than fine with. That's what this feud deserves.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Be awesome.
I'm actually now looking forward more towards Bad Blood than I am.
I'm not gonna lie, I slightly am too, and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be CM Punk. It has to be, or else it's over. Again, it's another thing where it's just over because then Punk won 2 in a, or not Punk. I'm sorry, McIntyre won 2 in a row, and it's over. So you have to create something from it. I think CM Punk outlasts McIntyre. What's going to be a goodie, a longie, but a goodie. Question before we move on.
Answer.
Does Seth Rollins show up in this?
I don't think so. He said he had to take more time off because I think he re-hurt his knee. Was that what it was? He did something. I don't remember. He hurt himself in some other way, so he has to take more time off. I don't think he shows up. I think the next time you actually probably see Seth Rollins, probably Royal Rumble.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit. I think he's just going to rehab.
He just got back. Oh, well.
His part. He did good.
Yeah. This one will be quick. We said a couple weeks ago, we said who is going to be the next to lose their belts. And I think both of us agreed that we just put the unholy union at the bottom and said, next it may be JD and Finn. But here we are. Is it time for Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair just to get their belts back and get rid of this unholy union? Now, they've been decent since they won, surprisingly, in my eyes, at Clash in the Castle. Let's not beat around the bush. Belair, Cargill's back. They're great to watch. They're fun to watch.
It makes sense why Unholy Union won at Clash of the Castle, because they looked at the card and they're like, well, we have 3 matches that feature Scottish people.
2 of them lose.
And Drew's not winning because we got to further that storyline. And
Piper Niven's definitely not winning.
Like, she's not winning. So I guess Unholy Union. Yeah. So it was kind of a reactionary thing, but just give it back to Belair and Bianca. Or, Bianca and Jade.
They didn't even have it for very long either.
Yeah, just try and establish it because these belts mean nothing. Like, dude, just give it to them, try and establish it, make it worth something.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think that's how it plays out. That's like the easiest one to guess. So now we're still all on the same page, except you were kind of off of Liv and Dom, but now you're back.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not doing the graphic till tomorrow, so you could always change your mind and say, hey,
I probably won't now. Now I'm too invested.
The undisputed WWE Championship between friends. I don't know how I feel about this. We talked about it a couple weeks ago that I don't know how I feel about it. I still don't know how I feel about it. Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I think I'm feeling a little more okay about it. I think, and I'm not saying that Owens is going to like snap in the middle of the ring and just go berserk and try to kill him.
Yeah.
But I think Owens is going to put on a fair fight and be like, this is who I am. You know, I am a prize fighter. That is a prize. I'm going to fight for it.
Yeah.
So he's going to kind of go back to his fight Owens fight thing, which is great. I love that gimmick. But yeah, I think Cody retains.
Yeah.
I would be shocked and very happy, mind you, if Owens won. My jaw would hit the floor.
I think everybody's would.
Yeah, because I am a massive Kevin Owens fan. Not even joking. If you go to my car in my driveway, there is a Kevin Owens chain hanging around my rearview mirror. Like, I am a massive Owens fan.
No, he's great. I love him. Yeah.
Yeah. So if he was, what did he say? What did he say? They don't have enough adrenaline in their souls or something like that.
Yeah, something like
Can't
that.
say
Yeah.
that's a Cody. That was so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would really hope Kevin wins. He's not going to. It's Cody. Cody's retired.
Yeah. Now, do you think they have to do something to this match to make it special? Because it just seems like right now it's two buddies sparring in the backyard, in my opinion. What do you think they could do or bring in to kind of make this more exciting to people who think that it's just friends sparring in the backyard?
I don't know. I mean, there's one thing I can think of, but I don't think it's going to happen because I think Gunther Orton is going to go on last. Because Gunther's from Austria, so he's not too far away from, Germany and Berlin. The only thing I can think of between Cody and Kevin that makes sense is if Orton did something to kind of turn heel, but that would only make sense if he loses to Gunther earlier in the card. But like I said, I don't think that's going to happen because I think Gunther Orton will main event.
Yeah. That would be probably the best main event, I think, of the 5.
I think it's the only way you go, because Ludwig Kaiser's not on this card and Ilya Dragunov's not on this card. So I think that's the only way you go. You have the guy who's closest to Germany and who people love and who some people do consider German because he's got some interesting tendencies with his theme music sometimes, and we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, no, so I mean, I love Gunther. I'm more than fine with him headlining. He absolutely deserves it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, make it happen.
Do you think Ludwig Kaiser makes an appearance?
Considering they are in Germany and considering him and Gunther are pretty cool, yeah, I could very much see it happening.
You think maybe he shows up in the match against Orton to help Gunther, maybe? Or
maybe he's just there for like support. I think they probably go back to the King of the Ring finish, and that's how this match ends.
Yeah, that's kind of.
But what could happen? Let's say Randy pins Gunther. He's kind of by the ropes, and Ludwig comes out and throws Gunther's foot on the rope, and the ref's like, "Oh, his foot's on the rope."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that could happen, and I'd be fine if that happened. I'd be okay with that.
We haven't really seen them together in a minute.
No, it's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. So that'd be fun, and the German fans will love that. But back to Rhodes and Owens before we call it a merry day. Besides Orton, like something has to happen in this match. Like I said, like something has to happen.
Now I kind of mentioned it. There is no bloodline on this card.
Oh no!
Yet.
No. Is that going to be it?
It's gonna really annoy me if it is, but you could.
What if it's Roman?
Then again, but I was gonna say, but then again, maybe it doesn't happen because now they're kind of focused with Roman.
Yeah,
and Roman's not scheduled to be here.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know. Maybe it'll just be, hey, we're two dudes and we're just gonna battle it out and the best man win. Maybe it just ends up being like that, and that's okay. Yeah. Sometimes that's okay.
Throw it in the middle. Make it the third.
Not me trying to overbook in my head, but
yeah, put it in the middle. I think you open with the Liv Morgan, Dom, Priest. Rookie.
Yeah, I agree. I think you either open with that or you open with Cody Owens. I think you open with
one of those two. And then I like having Orton and Gunther at the end. All right, man, we're all aligned. Should I even make a graphic?
Yeah, no, you still should. But I think the way, let me think. If I have to figure out the order, I'll say Cody Owens first, women's tag second, intergender tag third. What is the fourth match that I am forgetting?
An intergender tag? What is that?
What is it? Well, because it's living Dom versus.
I know.
Yeah.
It has an actual name, but that's just
yeah.
the
What
funny
is it
the way
called?
you.
Mixed tag match. Why did I call it intergender? My bad. Yeah. So then you would have probably Terror Twins intergender tag match or mixed tag match, whatever. My brain is fried, dude. So you have mixed tag match after. Then you probably have Punk. I think the only thing you do, you probably flip Punk and McIntyre. That probably goes second. Mixed tag third, because the crowd's going to be kind of down. Like they're going to need a chance to like catch their breath.
Yeah,
that's when you put on the women's tag, because no offense, nobody really cares about those titles.
And
Not saying people don't care about the women that are wrestling, but the titles, nobody really cares.
Yeah.
So you put that second to last, and then main event, you put Gunther Orton right there.
I like it. Well,
Call me Triple H. I have ideas.
That's right.
Intergender tag is not one of them. So
I can't believe I can't believe
we can work on that name. Yeah, I can't believe it either. Yikes.
All right, we came, we conquered. Bash in Berlin. I'll get a graphic up. We'll do our picks. So you can see it up on the gram, up on the X/Twitter, everywhere you can find us.
This weekend's going to be wild, man. I'm going to have Bash in Berlin on one screen, and I'm going to have college football on the other one.
Yeah, and I'm going to Monterey on Saturday. So I will
even better.
At the aquarium. So I won't be able to watch any of it till nighttime, which will be cool.
I will try my best to provide no spoilers.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. That's the beauty about being on the West Coast is it's easy to get spoilers on most Raws and SmackDowns, especially when you keep your notifications on.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
It sucks. Next week is going to be a good one because we're going to break everything down, and we'll have a Raw that should be great considering most of these matches are Raw oriented to break down as well. So next week we'll be back for another Born to Heal before the NFL season starts, baby. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. Get on MondayNightRants.com. MondayNightRants.com. If you don't want to go find any of it on Apple or Spotify, you just go to MondayRants.com, click on Born to Heal, get the latest episode. You click on it, and you can say, hey, I want Apple, I want Spotify, or I want the YouTube. Whatever you want. However you want to take it in. We're here to bring it to you. All right, Heavy T, you go on your merry way. Get some rest, dude. You can use it.
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. My bags have bags under my eyes. It's not good, man.
Until next week, enjoy Bash in Berlin. Our fellow professional wrestling fans. Boom.